Narrowing it down to just 15 things that we waste our time on was not easy. We're masters of time wastage. We have our black belts in procrastination, have earned our PhDs in watching those seconds turn into minutes, and we all get a degree for wondering why we don't get anything done. Hey Luxers, we assure you this video will not be a waste of your time. We're merely here to highlight the things that drain the hours without accomplishing anything. We encourage you to take time out sometimes so you don't burn out, but wasting your precious energy on rubbish will not equate to success, and you Aluxers are not about that life. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Number 1. Being dismally organized. If someone came to you and said, "Would you work for free for 2.5 days?" your reaction would likely be along the lines of, "Are you crazy?" Of course you wouldn't work for free for 2.5 days without there being some kind of reward down the line. However, studies reveal the average person spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost stuff, and that's the average person who you imagine is semi-organized. Imagine the person that really doesn't have their shit together. 60% of people were late for work, 49% skulked into meetings late, 22% missed their flights, trains, or other travel plans, and the repercussions can be costly. Aluxers, it's really not that difficult to have one spot to put your sunglasses, your keys, and other belongings. With time, you won't even realize you're putting things in their rightful place. It'll just be so ingrained within you. Number 2. Reading crappy books. Scribbling is an art, just ask Roald Dahl. But not all authors are great scribblers, so sometimes we begin a book with great enthusiasm only to realize 5 chapters in, the book is pretty awful. But if we stop the book, isn't it kinda like quitting? And of course, us Aluxers, we're not quitters, but this time it's really okay to put the book down and move on. Google says there are 130 million books in the world, so we're pretty sure you'll find something else that you'll enjoy much more. Number 3. Reading the news. You're all well-read and up-to-date with current affairs, of course you are, but to have a constant barrage of negativity coming your way is a huge waste of your time and totally draining your energy. The problem with news is it comes from so many sources and it's hard to switch off, so whether or not you're seeking information about Kanye West and his apparent impending divorce from Kim K, or an update on the toxic workplace of The Ellen Show, there it is right in your face. So set yourself a news window each day and stick to that time limit. Choose a reputable site that will deliver you the truth or as close to it as possible, and use a filter so you're not overexposed to news that you're not interested in. Number 4. Scrolling through anything and everything. In 2019, people spent an average of 2 hours and 22 minutes on social media. 18 to 24-year-olds were on social media for 3 hours a day, and South American users topped the daily social media usage at 3 hours and 29 minutes. It's projected that in our lifetime, we will spend 6 years and 8 months on social media alone. That doesn't even include other sites, blogs, and daily news we waste our time on. We achieve nothing by doing this. Time is precious, and like Benjamin Franklin said, if time be of all things the most precious, wasting time must be the greatest prodigality. Number 5. Multitasking. It has been scientifically proven that people cannot multitask. We can fool ourselves into believing that we're able to do it, but one of those tasks you're doing is not getting your full attention. What we can do is shift our attention from one task to another with astonishing speed, but we can never focus 100% on both. If you still believe that you can multitask, then be sure to choose one of the tasks you don't mind dropping the ball with, because that's bound to happen, and you'll have to start the task all over again. What a waste of time. And next, Aluxers, it's all about what comes before the chill. Number 6. Netflix. It's definitely not a waste of time to Netflix and chill. It will be the most productive 11 minutes of your day. However, just Netflixing all day, every day, is a waste of time. There are websites that calculate how much time you're spending binge-watching shows. Hell, even Netflix calculates it for you. The average American spends 77 days a year watching TV, and if you had to ask what was remembered from all of that time watching TV, the answer would be a unanimous disappointment on the ending of Game of Thrones. Number 7. Constantly checking email. We check emails roughly 15 times a day, and every time we do check an email, we psych ourselves out at the task at hand, and it takes us longer to get back into that work groove. We check each email that comes through and then make a mental note to reply later. Then, when we do, we read the email again and reply. That's reading the email twice, wasting your time. CC and BCCing is another email time waster. Avoid it if at all possible. Try to create 2 specific times a day to check and respond to email, once in the morning and once before signing off for the day. As American entrepreneur Noah Kagan puts it, no one ever got rich checking their email more often. Number 8. Thinking about exercising. Each day, a person spends 7 minutes thinking about exercising. Imagine what a difference it would make to your physical and mental health if you spent those 7 minutes skipping, or doing some crunches and push-ups, or even spending those 7 minutes meditating. Sadly, thinking about exercising doesn't make you fit or lose weight, so stop thinking about it and just do it. Number 9. Trying to change someone. Do you ever find yourself saying things like, if only they would do XYZ and then things would be better for them? Or what they really should be doing is XYZ. It wouldn't be that bad if they would only listen to me. Let others just be themselves and stop trying to change them. You are you and they are, well, themselves. Offer the advice you want to impart, but don't make a big deal of it if they choose not to listen to you. And Aluxers, if we're honest, when we try to change someone, it's often to improve our lives and not theirs. We are seen as controlling, and what if you invest months or even years and the person does change? Will you feel proud of yourself? You've essentially changed that person to be the untrue version of themselves. Waste of time? We think so. Number 10. Overindulging in food and alcohol. It's really fine to have a wild night on the odd occasion, but where the time wastage comes in is when you're constantly waking up with a hangover or a stomachache. You're taking the joy away from your tomorrow. It further wastes time when you have to train harder to burn off the extra calories you're consuming, or you have to work harder to purchase the unusual amount of alcohol you're drinking. And if we're being honest, it's only a matter of time before you find yourself in the doctor's office with liver problems or obesity-related illnesses. If you'd like more tips on how to manage your time a little better, be sure to watch our video, 15 Tips to Manage Your Time Better. Number 11. Being a perfectionist. Hey Luxers, we know you like to be the best at what you do, and that's all great, but trying to be a perfectionist in everything is wasting your precious time. Perfectionism is a waste of productivity. The constant stress to be perfect all the time makes you unable to be creative, and it also takes away the joy of the project at hand. Constantly striving for perfection can lead to burnout, and it can also have a reverse effect. You don't even try because you're concerned you won't be perfect at it, so you lose the opportunity of learning something new, because if you're not perfect, what's the point? The late Ann Wilson Schaaf, author of When Society Becomes an Addict, aptly quoted, "Perfectionism is a self-abuse of the highest order." Number 12. Mindless mall browsing. Many malls go to a lot of effort just to attract people to come inside and spend their time. Most have theaters, ice rinks, movie houses, restaurants, and other attractions to keep bodies inside. People meet at malls to hang out, enjoy their air conditioning, and just do a spot of window shopping. This mindless mall browsing is a waste of time. You're also exposed to a lot of advertising and every trick under the sun to get you to spend your money on things that you don't need. Plus, in the mall, there's more of a chance you'll encounter the person that makes you waste even more of your time, which we'll share with you next. Number 13. Having an affair. As if having a relationship with one person isn't time-consuming enough, finding time to have a decent relationship with another is a total waste of time. It's mentally challenging to have to keep yourself on top of your cheating game. You have to make sure you cover your tracks all the time. You need to get your friends on board with your other life. You need to spend money secretively. You have to lie, and you lose track of what you've told to whom. It's draining. Imagine if you've used all of that time and energy used in cheating and invested it in your current relationship. Besides, relationships from affairs rarely work, because if you've been unfaithful with your current partner and you hook up with a new one, that new partner will never completely trust you because you're capable of cheating once. What's stopping you from doing it again? Number 14. Complaining all the time. Whatever you're not changing, you are choosing. Powerful words, Aluxers. Let me repeat them. Whatever you're not changing, you are choosing. Every single person is dealing with their own ish, and there are a select few ways you can, of course, divulge your unhappiness or anxiety with. But if you're going to constantly go about the same problem, would you ever acknowledge the problem is you? People don't like Debbie Downers, and you're wasting not only your own time, but everyone else's. So it's time to grow a pair and either stop complaining or make a change. Number 15. Worrying about what other people think of you. Aluxers, you need to stop spending time thinking and worrying about what others think of you. Truth is, not everyone is going to like you. We get it. Not everyone has good taste, but you need to let them go. The real thing to worry about is, do you like yourself? You don't? Well, then it's time to make those changes, and Aluxers, only you can do that. And we have one more juicy bonus coming up, and this famous painter was a master of wasting time. But before that, what do you find yourself wasting time doing? And what advice can you share with other Aluxers to stop wasting their time? We always value your support and input in the comments below. And as for that bonus we promised you, here it is. One of the most famous painters in the world is no doubt Leonardo da Vinci. Like students throughout the course of time, da Vinci was easily distracted and wasted a lot of time just doodling. His procrastination was well known, and one client even threatened to bankrupt da Vinci if he didn't finish a piece of commissioned work. Sure, the difference between da Vinci's doodling and our doodling is vast, but it's kinda refreshing to know that even the most famous of famous are renowned for wasting a bit of time now and then. Until next time, Aluxers. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question on our website, Alux.com. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.